I had a problem. My butt hurt. I'm very excited about it. It's a pretty good workout. I think I'm dying. 2020 project, return of the butt. Hello, welcome back to another video. We are talking butts, booty, derriere, behind. Talking about my butt transformation over the past 2 months. I have a butt now. I actually had no butt, it was like concave. Basically, it was a situation. The results. Week 1, day 1. This is my butt. This is not my butt. This is my lack of butt. Honestly, I didn't really want to take this photo because, well, I looked like this. But I took it. Look how sad my face looks. My butt kind of looks like a deflated balloon. My legs are looking somewhat tubular and I'm just looking a little bit sad overall. Week 8, day 7. Look at me. Still not happy. There is a noticeable difference in my butt size. I've got a nice little curvy behind. I visibly have a butt here. In this picture, my waist actually looks smaller because my butt and legs are bigger. That's kind of a huge plus, but my waist hasn't actually changed size. See down the side, my waist looks a little bit more cut. Waist circumference, basically the same. I think I was a little less bloated in this last picture. You can see at the front of my legs, my quads are looking bigger. You can see down the side of my leg, I have a little divot. And my legs are a little bit leaner than they were. Looking back at the first photo, you can see that the indent wants to be there, but it's just not. Although my legs were small, they were fat. And yes, I have the resistance band around my knees, so it's a little bit hard to see. Why am I wearing the resistance band? Not really sure, so just gonna move on. There's a change. I'm very excited about it. What did I actually do? A bit of a backstory. I totally neglected my butt probably about a year ago that I decided to get really focused on aerial training, more specifically straps and handstands. Well, all of it's really upper body intensive. You don't really use your legs all that much. I thought I would fast track my progress, training everything except my legs. If I don't train legs, then my legs will be lighter, and if my legs are lighter, then there's less for my upper body to carry around, and if I'm upside down doing a handstand, then light legs means easier to balance. Ergo, I will be awesome at aerial. Wasn't really working for me. I had a problem. Then quarantine rolled around and I wasn't really focused on aerial anywhere near as much. Took a good long look in the mirror. That's when I realized I'd made a huge mistake, needed to make an immediate change, which is what started my 2020 project, return of the butt. The workout. What did I actually do? It had been so long since I had done any leg butt workouts that I felt like that one kid who shows up to swim practice without a bathing suit. I was just so determined at that point to do something. I just did something. I'm gonna show you the exercises. Feel free to do them in your own time or not. The main exercises that I did, I used a resistance band or a booty band. I just grabbed this in a pack of like 5 from Amazon. Exercise 1, 20 squats. Resistance band around my knees really helps activate the glutes. Then I can focus on keeping my butt switched on throughout the entire exercise. After the 20 regular squats, 20 squat pulses. At the bottom of the squat, you just start pulsing your legs in and out. Kind of like a weird little dance move, maybe. When I do this, I'm really pushing my knees as wide as I physically can to hit maximal range. Then I move into 10 crab walks, 5 each direction. So I'm kind of just, as it sounds, looking like a crab. Trying to keep your butt down as far as you can. Also trying to keep your chest up. You know, better technique is better than not better technique. Next one, 20 hip abductions. Wow, that's kind of standing, holding on to something for some balance. I'm just lifting my leg out to the side, squeezing my butt as I do. Because it's a sideward direction, it can activate your hip flexors. Taking it directly out to the side, slightly back to get a little bit more of that glute engagement. Moving on to hip extensions, which again, 20 each side, keeping my legs straight. I don't want to be arching through my back. I want the extension to come through the hip. So really turning my abs on, trying to stay as upright. At the top, really squeezing the glute. Next one, 20 hip bridges. Feet about shoulder width apart, thrust my hips up into the air as awkwardly as I possibly can. Engaging my core so I'm not arching through my back. And I'm really focusing on my butt. If you can't really feel your butt working and your hamstrings are working more, pull your feet closer to your butt. You're gonna isolate your butt a little bit more. Then hip bridge pulses. At the top of your hip bridge, you're just gonna pulse your legs in and out, trying not to let your hips drop. Then I would do a single leg hip bridge. I didn't do this one all the time, but towards the end, I was incorporating it basically every time because I found them a lot easier. Like it sounds, your hip bridge except with one leg. The resistance band is pretty irrelevant for this one. So 10 of these on each leg. After that, roll onto my side, clamps, 20 of these on each side. Really focusing on engaging those glutes. Tabletop position. I would then do 20 kickbacks on each leg. For simplicity, I just kept the band around my knees. To make it harder, I would shoot my leg more at a 45-degree angle. 20 each leg. I want to keep our core stable to isolate the glutes. 15 to 20 fire hydrants. Looks like you're a dog peeing on a tree. Taking your leg as far out as you can. These I found really hard. My butt was burning at this point. That's the main butt workout that I did. Sometimes if I still felt good, wanted to throw in a bit extra, I would chuck in these few extra exercises. Also, these ones I would do without a resistance band, single leg tuck squats, 5 on each side. Basically, I would do this instead of a piston squat. I couldn't quite do those day one. So I really like doing the one leg to focus on some of that stability. Then other times I would try piston squats. These are super difficult because holding your leg up in front of you feels like death. I would throw in a few side lunges, 10 on each side roughly. Sometimes I'd throw in some deadlifts, probably about 20 to 50, holding some kind of weight. Totally depends what I was doing that day. Heart rate is now at 189. I think I'm dying. Look at this. Pretty good workout. In the early stages, I did only one set and that was it. My butt was on fire and I was done. The process. What did the 8 weeks actually look like? Throughout the 8 weeks, the workout stayed the same. The frequency stayed the same, 2 to 3 times per week. The only thing that changed were the actual sets. Weeks 1 and 2, I did my one set 2 to 3 times per week. Throughout the process, this wasn't the only bit of exercise that I was doing. I was also doing a home whole body workout, 2 lower body workouts per week, 2 upper body workouts per week, and 1 high intensity interval training session per week. Had a lot of functional exercises in it, not a lot of butt specific exercises. So the butt workout was a really good addition to that. I did find it start to get easier by the end of week 2. I did start to notice a bit of change in the appearance of my butt. I could have just been seeing results because I wanted to see results, but I'm 100% sure I was seeing results. Weeks 3 and 4, I decided I was going to ramp it up quite a bit because I really wanted to get a butt and the progress wasn't happening fast enough. I pushed it to 2 to 3 sets of the workout instead of 1. 1 to 2 felt like a burn. 3rd set felt like death, but felt really good after it and like I had completed a pretty decent workout at that point. I really started to notice some difference in the appearance of my butt. I was definitely parading around the apartment feeling like Kim K. Weeks 5 to 8. Not much change. However, I was shifting between 2 to 3 sets depending on if I'd already done exercise that day, what exercise it was, how sore I might have been from an exercise I did the previous day. The appearance change was a little bit interesting in this time as it looked as though my butt had shrunk a little bit. Kind of demotivating. I put that to the fact that I changed my diet and I was actually losing fat, looking a little bit more toned. Some of that fat was coming off my butt. Pretty sure it was still bigger than day 1. In weeks 5 to 8, that's kind of when I was incorporating some of those other exercises. Overall, it was feeling easier. End of week 8 takes us to now and I feel great. Obviously, what I've been doing isn't too intense. I don't have heavy weights. I don't have access to a gym, still in quarantine. And I don't go outside because Seattle is just one giant hill, so no thanks. But pretty impressed with the results so far considering. I'm not on any kind of strict schedule. I kind of just did it as I pleased and as I felt. I was really enjoying doing it. The recommendations. The general guidelines for muscle growth or hypertrophy are 6 to 12 reps, 3 to 6 sets at 60 to 85% of your 1 rep maximum with a 1 to 2 minute rest in between. However, research shows that anywhere between 4 and 40 reps is good for muscle growth. I didn't follow the guidelines to a T. I used the general guidelines as a framework and just did what I could. Because if I didn't start, I was never gonna start. The guidelines, as they say, are guidelines. You don't have to follow them specifically as long as you're not injuring yourself. I started out with only 1 set because that's all I could do at the time. My butt hurt. I did that for 2 weeks because the high amount of reps that I was doing was enough. Obviously, you do want to ramp it up over time, but listen to your body. Start out with 1 set. Anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, increase it to 2 sets. Aiming by week 8 to be between 2 and 3 sets. Something is better than nothing. Quote, someone important. Obviously, I do want results quick. If I could, I would have instant results. If doing things at my own pace and doing exercise that I actually enjoy doing help me stay consistent, I'm gonna do that. I am kind of intrigued as to how large and strong I can get my butt without downing a bunch of cheeseburgers and hoping that it goes to my butt, not my face. Yes, this happened pretty quick for me. A couple additional factors. I haven't always had a concave butt. Genetics exist and I did work hard. It is gonna be slightly different for everyone, but it's totally doable. In conclusion, I have a butt, feeling pretty good about it. Find something you enjoy doing, set a goal that you're excited for and do it. Looking forward to seeing where my butt takes me from here. Well, I'm just gonna wrap this up. Hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a like down below. Also, go follow me on Instagram at Amy_Leesha. Thanks for watching. You guys are great. I'm gonna go. Bye.